Rose Blanchard took to the internet dancing, doing laundry to this song by Sabrina Carpenter called Juno. The song is Juno by Sabrina Carpenter. I want you guys to look up the lyrics and report to the comments, because if you really read the lyrics, knowing this, remember, this is Gypsy as Demona. Y'all know about Demona now. You know she is basically a character that came from Disney, but if you really research her, she has a lot of BDSM affiliation, and she likes to unalive people using jabbers. And I mean, what did she have done to her mom? Right? Like, y'all, but look up those words. Like, I really need y'all to look up those words to Sabrina Carpenter, Juno. Now, y'all also know that she's jealous of Ken's alleged ex-girlfriend. The ex-girlfriend is actually quite the looker. She's naturally beautiful. And, you know, we can't say the same for Little Miss Thing. Which makes sense why she been unhinged about that brush, child. Because the girl ain't happy about the fact that his ex has a natural beauty. But you know he probably got a couple of exes, because you know Steve Wood and what's the other ones? Anyways, y'all, just look up the words and please report to the comments. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Like, read the whole thing. Gypsy Rose Blanchard posted this to TikTok. So I want to kind of break this down so you guys understand what's really going on. And I know it might look like the obvious, but it's not. I want you guys to keep in mind that Gypsy has 9.8 million followers. Now, if you divide 9.8 million followers to 971 million views, that means each one of her followers have viewed maybe 10 of her videos at max. Now, that's not a really good number considering the amount of followers she has. Now, she has 72 million profile views, and her likes are 38 million, and comments 1.1 million, and shares 3 million. Now, I want to compare this to my analytics, which it's not really close to this, but we're going to use it in the term of ratio of followers to engagement. Okay, so this is my analytics for the last 365 days. So post views is 255 million. Profile views 5.2 million, likes 13 million, comments 1.2 million, shares 1.3 million. The thing that's really worth noting is I only have about 350,000 followers, which is 0.0028 fraction of her followers. Okay, so I don't even have 1% of her followers. That's worth noting. But I have over one fourth of her views. I have 1/3 of her likes. Remember, I have less than even 1% of her follower count. She has 3 million shares. I have 1.7. So I have over 50% of her same shares. I have less than 3% of her profile views. Okay. I actually have 100,000 more comments. Gypsy Bookie, this is not something to be proud of. As much or as many followers as you have, your engagement is not there. I just wanted to put that out there because I think you don't realize that, because you're so proud of something that is wild, especially considering you made your money and your name off of unaliving your mom. Let's be so for real. I'm just saying, Bookie. I'm just saying. Now, Gypsy also made a post saying basically mommyhood, putting her baby down to sleep is hard, but she called it at one point. We need to watch this. She looks like a demon.
Sometimes parenthood is trying to start a routine, and 2 hours later, still awake.
Now, she's trying to look relatable. She's trying to look like she has her kid and she has custody, which we know that she only has legal custody, but not physical, allegedly. But the fact that her eyes look so demonic, do you guys not see that? I think that that is really worth noting, for one. And then two, she is looking stressed out. But Ken is the one who really takes care of that baby, and you can tell based off of the interaction with both of them. Okay? That baby is always looking around for Ken. Okay? That baby is looking around for Ken mom Ken, whatever. Okay? So I just thought that that was very interesting. But she also did a video based on the fact that she has bought some stuff. And I think she said a lot of things that I think, personally, is really rude. But let's watch it.
So today I'm going to be doing a product review of some of my favorite baby products. This is not sponsored. I did buy these products myself, and I just want to review them and tell you guys how I like them and what to not spend your money on. Okay, so the first product I want to talk about is this. So this is a Baby Bliss pillow. So it's a feeding pillow. This is great for babies that have constant spit up or reflux. And so it is at a 15-degree angle. So babies tend to have, especially newborns, tend to have reflux.
The fact that she thinks she's schooling people.
And so usually when they're laying on their backs, the muscle in their esophagus is pretty weak at that age. And so they're not able to close that esophagus muscle so the milk comes back up. So this at least helps elevate them at an angle where it is safe and there's less spit up.
Girl, you can't teach us shit.
I bought this and I use it all the time. I bought two actually. So one for my house in Cutoff and one for her nursery here at Ken's. And so this has just been like really, really good to have. And
that baby don't have no nursery at your parents' house.
It can grow. Or can be adjusted with the child's age. Right? You have these little things on the back, and you can adjust it to the height that you need it to be. It's great.
We are not amused.
Worth the money. Now we're going to talk about what this is. So this is the Owlet camera and smart sock. So the camera is supposed to pair with your phone, as is the smart sock. The smart sock, I would say, is an absolute must. I love Louie. Oh, Louie's talking to me. He's talking to mommy. The Owlet sock is great. The camera, however, I had such a hard time pairing it with my phone that I don't even use this. And instead, I bought a VTech camera. Works so much better, and it has the monitor. So this is pretty pricey for the sock and camera duo. This was like $400, and I only used the sock. So I felt like I really kind of wasted a lot of money on this with high expectations. Okay, so next is the Baby Brezza bottle sanitizer. This was a gift from our baby shower, and though it is nice, it's not exactly necessary. It doesn't wash the bottles for you. It does sanitize them.
Like, you expect the bottles to be washed for you? This girl's wild.
So it's nice, but not exactly necessary. So for stroller, we have an Argo Baby Deluxe Metro, and I did get a sunshade to go over it because personally I want to keep my baby's privacy as much as possible. So whenever we're going out in public,
it's see-through.
I really just don't want to risk people taking pictures of her. And so I bought this for privacy's sake, but it also is great as a sun protection. These are great to have. She wasn't very interested in it whenever we first brought her home to do tummy time. We used to put her here to do tummy time.
You don't do tummy time on a brand new baby.
She wasn't interested in it at about 1 month old, but now that she's 3 months, she is starting to really like it. It has lights and sounds. Let's see. That seems to get her attention and makes her laugh. So for tummy time, we use this. This is a great.
Wow, we've never seen that before.
prop them up on their elbows so they can build that head strength, their back and neck strength. Great. Okay, and lastly we have the Baby Brezza bottle maker. This is the Advanced Pro bottle maker. It is supposed to be Wi-Fi compatible, so you're able to make bottles from your phone. However, the app does not work. I've tried so many times to make the app work, and it just doesn't. So it's great for those 3 to 5 minutes that it takes to make a bottle. This spits out a bottle like that. So we use this and we keep it by the nightstand, by the bed. For those night feedings, it's great. Produces a bottle in seconds. It's really, really great at night. There are settings on it where you can go on the website and find out if you're using a certain type of formula. It will tell you what setting to put it on for that specific formula. This is an airtight container, so the formula does not get exposed to moisture.
Girl, we all could read instructions. We don't need you to tell us, because you know how you are with instructions.
Because if you don't clean it, it will be like clogged up and probably break. So be sure to clean it. But this is great.
The craziest thing in the world is the fact that Gypsy's out here trying to give moms advice. Unhinged? Much? You can't tell me that that's not crazy. Gypsy is on this here internet trying to give moms advice. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, anytime somebody buys something, they're going to read the instructions anyway or actually look at a video. And it's definitely not going to be a video of you, Gypsy, because anytime you have instructed anybody to do anything, it's led to something bad. So why would anybody trust you on this here internet? Furthermore, she spoke about how the bottle thing was, it couldn't wash the bottle, so it really wasn't necessary. That's a gift she got from her baby shower, and she's basically saying, you bought me a gift, but this really wasn't worth a damn. Why would you say that? You ungrateful heifer. This girl's so unhinged. Then she talks about, oh, I didn't want to risk somebody taking pictures of my baby. You act like your baby's Northwest or something. And the thing was see-through, child. What are you talking about? It's just wild that she's out here trying to give moms advice. You unalived your mom. We don't need no advice, ma'am. Go take a seat. Have a seat immediately because you are embarrassing. Nuts. This girl's nuts. That's unhinged. Like, anyway, y'all, Diddy. Ooh, child, your boy. Things are getting wild. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen as court comes closer and closer. I don't know what to think. I do think things are going to get really wild. I heard that the jurors, they're assuming that they're going to want women jurors because they're more sympathetic and they tend to judge women harsher. I never would have thought that, but now that they said it, it makes sense. And they said, it's all science. Let's hope that they put some men on that jury because, come on now. Diddy is horrible. Also, I'm really interested to know if there's going to be a plea deal on the table. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see all of this, but let's watch this.
Jaguar Wright was in jail when she was hit with these accusations in the lawsuit with Diddy. We're about to put this whole misinformation campaign to rest, and we are about to show you that Jaguar Wright was in fact in jail during the time that she was brought up in the accusations in the new lawsuit with Diddy. We are also about to deep dive some very questionable things about the attorney Ariel Mitchell Kidd, where a lot of these lawsuits against Diddy are coming from, and the law lawsuit that Diddy filed against this lawyer. Jaguar Wright's friends posted on her Instagram on March 23rd, 2018, which is the same date of these alleged essay allegations happening on Ashley Parham, that the Jane and John Doe also witnessed, and they brought up Jaguar Wright's name. And in this post, they said that Jaguar Wright was in jail, and this was her inmate ID number, and she was in Chicago, Illinois. A lot of people started looking up Jaguar Wright in the Chicago Police Department archives, and it said that she was released from jail January 10th of 2018. But what a lot of you are missing, she was actually released to an agency detention facility, so she was only being held at Chicago. Now on February 16th of 2018, this is the first time her friends got on her Instagram to let everybody know that Jaguar Wright was in jail in Chicago, and she has been in there for 35 days. And it said that she was in Cook County. Well, Cook County Sheriff's Office is actually a separate entity from the Chicago Police Department. So Jaguar Wright was first took to the Chicago Police Department, and then she was passed off to Cook County Sheriff's Office, which is why you saw released to another detention facility. And y'all know I'm the queen of receipts, so I went to the Cook County Sheriff's Department and I put in a request to get the information on Jaguar Wright being in their custody on March 23rd of 2018. And because if you can prove this with factual information, like somebody being in jail for over a month when these allegations happened, this is huge, and this is a problem for other Diddy victims that are actually going through things like this. The Cook County Sheriff's Office sent me the information, and they sent me 2 documents. First, her booking, which is the same number right here, the booking number that we saw in her Instagram post, and she was booked in January 10th of 2018. And yes, this is the same day that Chicago Police Department have Jaguar Wright released, but to another agency detention facility. The next document that the Cook County Sheriff's Department sent me was Jaguar Wright's release date, and it was 4/10 of 2018. Jaguar Wright was booked in from Chicago to Cook County Sheriff's Department because they are separate entities on 1/10 of 2018, and she didn't get released until April 10th of 2018, with the allegations where they are saying that she was there being March 23rd of 2018. And that date is pretty solid. They can't change that because they tried to say that they filled out police reports and all these other things in this lawsuit. Which brings me to more questions about the attorney, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, who filed this lawsuit. If you guys remember, Ariel Mitchell, the lawyer right here, is the same person that was a lawyer representing Courtney Burgess, the man that said he had 8 videotapes of Diddy with celebrities and some of them were minors. If you remember, she says she saw still images of these videotapes and that they were being shopped around Hollywood and all this other information. And then we saw them on TMZ and they said that they got subpoenaed by the grand jury to go over and give them everything that they had and testify to the grand jury. And mind you, during all of this time, they were on multiple news sources and they were also on YouTube doing interviews about all of this for months. Now we're going to bring Diddy into this. Diddy actually sued Ariel Mitchell and Courtney Burgess and alleging that they were lying about all of these videotapes and everything that they were saying, basically just to get a paycheck. And y'all know, as much as I hate Diddy, I kind of have to side with him on this one. I think he's going somewhere, and just follow with me. In the lawsuit that Diddy filed January 22nd of 2025 against Courtney Burgess and Ariel Mitchell, he said that Courtney Burgess falsely claimed that he possessed videos of Diddy involved in essay of celebrities and minors. Burgess repeated this false claim many times to anyone who would listen, including to reporters from major news outlets, including News Nation. And Diddy claims that Ariel Mitchell repeated those lies, like Courtney Burgess, even though that Ariel Mitchell knew that her client's claims were false because no such tape exists. And because Mitchell never saw any video depicting Diddy essaying anyone, adult or minor. Diddy goes on to talk about how Ariel Mitchell filed a lawsuit against him from Adria English. And Adria English is the woman that Lamisha was saying that she was there when all of this stuff happened. And then we found out that she was a liar because she was trying to act like a Diddy victim that had a lawsuit, which we later found out was Anna Kane. Now, Diddy alleges after that lawsuit, Mitchell launched a media tour in which she repeatedly promoted herself as an authority on the federal grand jury investigation into Diddy, including in interviews with TMZ. One of the biggest things about everything to do with these videotapes is that Diddy is now in discovery. That means that he knows every single piece of information that the feds have against him. He has over 20 terabytes of information that he's been having to go through for quite a while now. So I'm sure that if Courtney Burgess actually did have these videotapes that he turned over to the grand jury, Diddy would actually know about it. And I think this is exactly why Diddy filed this defamation lawsuit against Courtney Burgess and Ariel Mitchell. And he's saying that there are no videotapes. At least videotapes just from these two anyway. Other than that, we know that there are tapes. Diddy also brings up this Ashley Parham lawsuit where Jaguar Wright was named as a defendant in just recently. He said that Ariel Mitchell also told News Nation on that broadcast about another client, a woman who alleged that Diddy SA'd her in Northern California in 2018. That client's allegations are also false. Now, Diddy is saying that Ariel Mitchell falsely represented that her client's fabricated claims were corroborated, even though Ariel Mitchell knew that they were not. Ariel Mitchell allegedly falsely stated, "We also have a police report that was made in 2018. Later in the interview, the host repeated Mitchell's assertions and asked, "You guys actually have one?" And then the host asked, "Are we going to be able to see it?" Diddy says that Ariel Mitchell falsely confirmed that she would produce the report. She answered the host, "Yes. As soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint that was made." And Diddy is saying these statements in which Ariel Mitchell claimed to possess a police report corroborating her client's fabricated allegations were false, and Mitchell knew that they were false when she made them. Diddy then said roughly 2 weeks after that News Nation broadcast, Ariel Mitchell filed that lawsuit that she had talked about, and the lawsuit did not attach any police report, and neither does the updated version that named Jaguar Wright. Then Diddy talked about how the Walnut Creek Police Department denied having any involvement in the allegations made by Mitchell's client, and the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department released a statement that they had thoroughly investigated the accusations and determined the claims were unfounded. Now, Diddy also talks about in or around 2021, Ariel Mitchell bringing on a lawsuit against him and the celebrity Trey Songz on behalf of a woman claiming that she was SA'd by Trey Songz in 2022. A witness in that lawsuit testified that Ariel Mitchell tried to bribe her to lie about witnessing the purported SA and being SA'd herself. And then I found an article about how in 2021, a witness accused Ariel Mitchell of offering this woman a bribe to lie against Trey Songz. And this woman was claiming that she met with Ariel Mitchell at a bar in Miami in April of 2021, and she was offered between $100K and $200K if she agreed to lie and say that she witnessed Trey Songz SA another woman. This woman alleged that Ariel Mitchell was trying to take her allegations to Trey Songz legal teams in the hope of coming to a monetary settlement for her client. Then Diddy brings up in or around 2022, Ariel Mitchell brought a $20 million lawsuit against the rapper Chris Brown on behalf of a woman claiming that she was SA'd by Chris Brown. After Chris Brown posted a series of text messages and voicemails reflecting a consensual relationship with the plaintiff, Ariel Mitchell withdrew that lawsuit. And Diddy is naming this stuff right out of the book. So all of this did happen with Chris Brown. Chris Brown leaked all of these text messages and voice memos, and then this lawsuit was dropped against him. I feel like there's a lot of sketchy behavior when it comes to Ariel Mitchell, and I have to talk about it because just Diddy suing her in Diddy's lawsuit, he is saying that all of the stuff that she has said about him is literally hurting his chance for a fair trial. So we can't risk any more of BS. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this in the comments.
What do y'all think happened with Jaguar Wright? Because I feel like things are looking really sketchy, and we haven't really seen anything from her since she won that award. That's suspicious to me. I'm just saying. Like, something just seems off. Okay. But anyway, I need y'all to watch the rest of this because it's about to get really crazy. And here's an attorney explaining on whether Diddy could get off on these charges or not. And I think that is very interesting, and a lot of people want to know that.
Rodney Jones filed a lawsuit against Diddy. Everybody's already known about it, talked about it. It's that long-ass lawsuit. The Reader Digest version is Rodney Jones worked for Diddy, and working for Diddy, he's saying, I saw a bunch of nasty stuff, and a bunch of people did nasty stuff, and it messed with me emotionally, and give me some money. And this dude didn't pay me. That's the lawsuit. And it took 402 pages to say that. So recently, a judge ruled on some summary judgment issues. Now, I'm hearing all over social media from the TikTok legal community that the judge threw a lot of this information out or threw a lot of the counts out because Diddy didn't do them or Diddy got these great. Okay, again, make sure we understand. Summary judgment is basically the judge saying, and it's Federal Rule 12b-6, it's the judge saying, you didn't plead this correct. These are not legal things that should go in front of the jury because this is the law. I control the law, the jury controls the facts. Some of these allegations that you have brought forth against Diddy, legally, they can't go forth. Here's one example, RICO. The Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organization Act has a criminal part and a civil part. They have alleged, or they did allege, that civilly, make sure we say it the right way, that because of all of the awful stuff that Diddy did, all of the predicate sexual acts, the trafficking, all of these other situations, it caused me blank. Well, the court said, look, man, just because you were a part of all of this illegal ass shit, it has nothing to do with the fact that you didn't get paid. You haven't made a casual connection. You have not connected the two. You have not connected that these RICO acts had anything to do with that fact that that dude did not pay you, that breach of contract. Long and short, what you've done is just alleged. You threw a bunch of nasty shit on the wall and said, he did some nasty stuff. Y'all want to pay me? And the judge said, that's not what lawsuits are allowed to do. You can't simply say, he did some awful shit, and because of that, I deserve to get a check. And that's why the court is the gatekeeper to make sure we just don't send stuff in front of the jury. And that's basically what he's saying. A lot of this stuff doesn't have any legal merit. Yes, possibly Diddy did some nasty shit. Yes, you possibly watched all of it, but it had nothing to do with the fact that he did not pay you for the work on your Love album. You want to sue him on a breach of contract, but your claim that RICO is the reason he didn't pay you ain't enough. The second part that I thought is actually more interesting is the judge just straight, I don't want to say that because of Diddy, straight chastising, if you will, the lawyer in the Diddy claim. The judge says, in light of this, the court finds that much of Blackburn's, who is the lawyer, conduct regarding defendant's motion to dismiss be unsettling. That ain't good. Blackburn's filings are replete with inaccurate statements of the law, conclusory accusations, and inappropriate attacks on opposing counsel. For example, in urging the court to consider a grand jury indictment of Combs on related criminal charges, Blackburn writes, as evidenced by U.S. Attorney Williams' press conference in the grand jury indictment, defendant Sean Combs and the Combs RICO enterprise are presumed guilty of being a RICO criminal organization. That any licensed member of the bar would espouse such an absurd understanding of the law is not just disturbing, it is shocking. Ooh, when a judge says, hey, dumbass, the TikTok legal community knows more than you do, and this is what they're saying about Jones's attorney. You go back a little bit further down. Both the operative complaint and Blackburn's opposition brief are full of similar irrelevant insults, misstatements, and exaggeration. In response to defense counsel's understandable objections, Blackburn hurls schoolyard taunts at them, na 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 boo boo, writing, and this is what the lawyer wrote. It is clear that the defense counsel are, and he doesn't quote this, but this is some Mariah Carey-esque language, are obsessed with me. Are you so obsessed with me? And although initially flattering, their obsession has become creepy. An attorney thought that this was a good idea to put in a legal filings. Again, lawyers, our job is to represent our clients to our best of ability, not to pat our own egos and put these things inside of writings that hurt the client's claim. I'm not saying that Mr. Jones has a good claim, but when a judge goes out of their way to write you're a dumbass and the stuff that you are putting in writing is bad. And the judge went a little bit further and says, look, attorney, you've not only done this shit before, I could send sanctions to you, but your ass needs to stop. And if it happens again, I'm gonna jump all over you. It is hurting the client's claim. The judge even made one point inside of the motion. He says, look, you wrote a 402 paragraph damn lawsuit. Why the hell did it take you so long to write that shit? And maybe there's some good claims in there, but it ain't my job to root around there and look for it to find some stuff. Crazy to me. So did Diddy get a legal win? No, I think realistically, a better way to look at it is Rodney Jones's lawyer took a legal loss. So everyone stop saying that Diddy's claims or the claims against Diddy are unfounded. I think this is just sad that in some of these situations that attorneys are trying to just make some money, and that's the stuff that gives attorneys bad names, along with showing shoes. These are the blue suede shoes for the day. Thank you very much. Take that, take that, take that, take that. A question that keeps getting posted and asked about is there any chance that Diddy could win this trial? And candidly, the answer is yes. And you're like, what do you mean you possibly mean yes? You know, there's a quote from all those superhero movies that says you either die the hero or live long enough to be the villain. It actually goes the other way also, that when the court of public opinion is so swayed so hard against you, sometimes there is sympathy towards somebody, and sometimes jurors look at this as a sympathetic individual. Number two, prosecutors notoriously overtry cases. Look at the example of O.J. Simpson. I always say O.J. Simpson stands for the proposition of what happens when the state tries to frame a guilty person. Think about that. What happens when the state tries to frame a guilty person? The biggest case that I've ever had in my career was a federal case against the federal government, and we ended up punching the bully in the face, I think was the quote that I gave to the papers. There's the article right there. You see my big shiny faces are walking out of the courtroom. And one of the things that we did in that situation, believe it or not, one of the biggest and best cases that I've ever dealt with against the federal government, not guilty on a bunch of counts, we just didn't say a lot. Like, our entire defense strategy was let the government overtry their case. So one of the best cases in my career involved in me shutting my damn mouth. So is there a chance? Yes, government does overtry the case. And if you watch, everybody is so putting on Diddy. Everybody is talking so much shit about Diddy. There is a legitimate chance that people start to feel sorry for him. Like when the government overtries a case. And if I'm the defense, I think it's going to be clear. He is a bad person. He is a shitty boyfriend, and has made some mistakes. However, it doesn't rise to the level of what the government is trying to do, and the government is going out of their way to try to frame a guilty person. Something to be talking about. I don't know if it'll work, but there's a tragedy, there's a trial, there's a chance. Take that, take that, take that, take that, take that. And all that being said, I think he's going to be convicted.
Anyway, I'm getting ready to head out to get Lonnie, but tell me that this is not crazy. I feel like this whole situation is getting wilder and wilder. I don't think Diddy is going to get off, but it is always a possibility. I think that there is a lot against him. And also, I think people need to keep in mind that they've been investigating Diddy for 10 years, dating back 28 to 30 years. That's a lot of time for someone to invest if they didn't have like a strong case, in my opinion. But drop your comments down below and let me know what you think. Bye-bye for now.